Hello students, welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombugo. So dear students, welcome back and again we are having another interesting session here with me, and in this session I'd like us to look at something under study writing, and that is how to write descriptive essays. How to write descriptive essays. So writing a descriptive essay is the ability to describe somebody or something in order to get a clear and accurate picture of what is talked about. So this type of essay requires the writer to describe something vividly, and that means you must give full details. So to give a good descriptive essay as a student, you need to have a good detailed information and possibly imaginative comparisons. So when you talk about imaginative comparisons, it means that you can look at a person or an object, then come up with your own imaginative comparisons that kind of match the description of either the person or the object that you are describing. So this will help you give a vivid description, because as a writer of a descriptive, that is, as a writer of a descriptive essays, you should be quite vivid in your description. So the writer should also be observant, and we are also told that when describing things, we only deal with their outward characteristics. But with the people, we do not only describe their outward characteristics, that is how they look, but we also look at the character of the person. So let's talk about describing a person. That is some of the things that we are supposed to look at when describing a person. So when you are describing a person, you are telling the reader something about him or her. So the quality of your description will depend on your observation and how well you can express yourself in writing. So it is not only about describing someone, but how best can you that is, how best can you express yourself in writing as you describe that person. So some of the details to be included when describing a person include: number one, we have physical appearance. So when you talk about physical appearance, this is simply how the person looks like. Then we can also talk about their actions, whether they are easily, angered, whether they are playful. That is how they carry out themselves. So we are also allowed to include some of the likes or dislikes. So you can talk about what the person likes, or some of the things that the person do not like. And next, you must also be sure to include other people's opinion about them. So remember, these are just opinions. So someone could be having a different opinion towards a particular topic, for example. But now, when talking about people, uh, still different people could be having different opinions towards a maybe a given person, and so on. So another thing to include when describing a person is your thought about them. That is, what do you think? What do you think about them? Are they good according to you, or are they bad, for example? So there is an example here of that is a very brief example on how to go about descriptive writing. So these are description of that is Victor Kumasi. So we hear about him a lot. He is always the first to arrive in the classroom. This has made him our class teacher's favorite. When it comes to running, I don't know what to say. He runs faster than most of the athletes we admire. The only surprising thing is that he never speaks English. Even at that, he remains the most loved in the whole school. So this brief example here contains a lot of actions and some of the likes and dislikes about Victor Kumasi, and also other people's opinion about Victor Kumasi. What we have not seen in the that is in this writing is some of the physical appearance of this that is Victor Kumasi. So we are only seeing some actions about the person, some of the likes, some of the people's opinion about him, and so on. So on to the next thing, I'd like us to look at how to describe a place. So in describing a place, dear students, you need to use your five senses. So before I talk about the five senses that you need to look at, remember earlier on we said that when describing a person, we can talk about the inward characteristics and the outward characteristics. I did not differentiate what inward characteristics that is inward characters and outward characters mean. So when we talk about inward characters of a person, we are referring to the person's behavior. So here is where we can include things like how someone conducts himself or herself. But when we talk about the outward character of a person, we are referring to uh, the things that we can look or study physically. So it is only a person that we can describe by giving both the inward characters and the outward characters. But when it comes to either object or a place, we only look at the what we can physically see. So in describing a place, now back to where we were, you need to use your five senses. So the five senses include what you see, number one, number two, what you hear, number three, how something smells, then the next one, the taste, then next, how something or a place feels like. So, dear students, that brings us to the end of this session, and I do believe that you have gained. So, once again, my name is Mr. Stanley Ombogo, and thank you for staying tuned till the end. Until next time, bye.